Wildcats headed for the Bay to take on the Cal Bears coming up on Saturday evening, 5 o'clock kickoff. With us right now, head coach Rich Rodriguez. We'll get set for that game in a moment. Coach, excellent win at home. Great to win at home, back-to-back Pac-12 wins, all good, and beating UCLA for the first time. Pretty good night?
Yeah, that was the big thing. I mean, just playing better against UCLA. It's been a kind of a point of contention for us guys that have been around for a little bit, and the players have been around for a little bit, and just wanted to play well. And we didn't play perfectly, but we competed well. Obviously, we got off to a fast start offensively, and it's a big win for us.
Talk about the defense against Josh Rosen, not allowing him, as he's done to so many teams in the past, to kind of control the game.
And we made a couple plays. We probably played the ball better in the air and some zone coverages, obviously, with a couple interceptions, which were huge for us. And they moved the ball a little bit, but our secondary reacted better. We didn't get as much pressure as I hoped we would, but we still were able to affect them a little bit, and that helped.
All right, back to offense now. Khalil Tate, Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Week, 2 weeks in a row. Guy's been pretty magical.
Yeah, everybody says, well, where's this guy been? Well, he's been with us. He hadn't been healthy for about a month, but he's making the most of his opportunity, and he played another pretty clean game. It probably wasn't as clean as the Colorado. That was phenomenal, but he made some big-time runs. I thought he saw the field well, and his leadership was good. So, our expectations for him to keep getting better, but he certainly has played pretty well and making the most, like I said, of his chances.
How about Nick Wilson the last couple of weeks? Is he running as strong as he has in years?
Yeah, and I think he's the healthiest he's been in a while. And all three of our backs, Nick and JJ and Zach, were all run physically, but they also will block physically. And so we're in a good spot with those guys, particularly JJ and Nick. We got two guys roll in and out. When we get the short yardage thing, Zach's a big guy that can pound it, and Coach McGee always does a great job with him. But Nick's playing really well.
Least we forget that offensive line, which has kind of set things up for the offense the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think, Brian, that was the best we played up front consistently. I mean, this is against a pretty good athletic front seven from UCLA. Our guys, we weren't being overly, play-wise of a whole bunch of different plays. We were running the same play a lot of times out of different looks. But they did a great job of getting a hat on a hat and getting some movement on the first level.
Let's move on to Cal Berkeley now. Bears coming off a win last week. They beat Washington State. That's very impressive. New coaching staff at Cal. What are some of the strengths the Bears have? Yeah,
they played phenomenal against the top 10 team. I mean, in all three phases was dominant. Created 7 turnovers. Tackled extremely well and moved the ball offensively. Quarterback played outstanding, and so it was a complete performance for them. And they're playing with a lot of confidence with a new staff, and our guys can see that on film. Like, our guys, look what they did Friday night. Other guys probably saw a little bit of that, but wasn't paying attention because they're getting ready for UCLA. Now they got their full attention.
All right, Cats and the Bears coming up Saturday in Berkeley, and we're back with more right after this.
Scoop it up over Graham and score it. BJC for 3, why not? Out to BJC on the run. Bob Al can slam it home. Trier trying to split defenders. Hangs and finishes in transition. And 1 for Raleigh Hawkins.
There's a call and a chance for 3. Dusan Ristich.
Time to get to know your Wildcat. He is a senior running back, Nick Wilson, out of Fresno, California. Nick, a longtime veteran Wildcat, and a lot of people know about you, but maybe everyone doesn't know about you. So who is Nick Wilson, if somebody asks?
Nick Wilson. Goofy, obnoxious at times, kind of serious, goofy again. Okay. No, a pretty caring person though. Right. I like looking out for my young bulls.
Yeah. Do you like that? Do you like being the veteran guy now?
Yeah, it is kind of funny. I mean, because now I kind of know as that dude that just gives out little small advice here and there. Like whenever it comes to something like, hey, what do we do during this? I'm like, you do this and that, or the best way to do it is doing this and that. So like, yeah, I'm like that guy now.
Okay. You mentioned you're kind of goofy. Who's the funniest guy on the team?
Somebody asked me that. I don't know who the funniest guy is. Like everyone's funny like in their own different way. Okay. Yeah, that's tough.
All right. What's the best part about playing football? What do you like most?
The finished product. I mean, everybody, no one's gonna sit here and tell you like practice is like the best part, or like being in film is like the best part, and you have to do those things so you can get the finished product on the game, like on the game day, like being on the field and having all the fans there like, for you, and all the family support, everything. That's the best part about football.
Well, toughest class you've had at the U of A?
Toughest class, probably either astronomy or one of my ethics classes. I was actually one of my ethics classes. I was so lost in that class. Like I thought I knew what I was doing, and like every time I answered a question, the teacher just made me just feel like I didn't even know what I was talking about. I was like, yeah.
Well, it'll be over soon, so you know, when football is done, do you have something down the road that you'd like to do?
I want to do something law enforcement related. My dad's been a police officer longer than I've been alive, so he wants me to do something productive, not necessarily law enforcement, but it's just been something like I always wanted to be a cop when I was like a young kid. And he thought I was gonna grow out of it. I never grew out of it, so that's something I'm shooting for.
Well, obviously you look up to your dad, admire him a lot. Do you have a boyhood hero, somebody that you really admired?
I mean, my dad, he's done everything for me. Like, I know everybody says like, oh, I got the best dad in the world, like this, that. Like my dad is like, literally like my superhero. He literally went the extra mile from everything, whether it been from taking me to practice. Like, he hasn't missed 8 games since I've been playing. Since 4th grade, he has not missed 1 game, home or away, even in college. He got up every morning like around 5 a.m., made me breakfast and sent me off to school every day. Like, and then took me to school too. Like, there's not a lot of people that have that kind of dedication and motivation to do that.
So what does that mean to you when you, especially for game day, and you run out onto the field and you know your dad's in the stand? What does that mean to you?
I mean, it means the world. I mean, I know he's there watching him, my mom, my grandpa, my little sister. They're always at the games. Like, my mom will miss a game here, my grandpa will probably here, my sister probably can't make it, but my dad, he's been there all the time. Even like some of my high school games, like 2 seasons, I want to say, he recorded all the games for the team, so he was there all the time.
He is Nick Wilson, senior running back for the Wildcats, as we meet your Wildcats.